You guys know how much I love the tight ends, and I have two reports I'm going to go over today involving two tight ends, not Tyler Warren this time. I promise Tyler Warren will not be mentioned in these reports, except if I, for some reason, mention him in one of my thoughts. But anyways, I also clarify before I start going into the video, I do feel a little bit sick, so if I am, what's the right word, doing that with my nose, it's because I'm a little bit under the weather, but video every day. We've officially reached 1,000 subscribers, so I can't thank you guys enough. We basically hit it at the end of February, so I can't thank you guys enough. Continue to share this video, share this channel, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment down below all that good stuff, and I'll be hopefully replying to your comments as fast as possible. But let's jump right into the report. First report is about a Bengals tight end already. Well, could be potentially going forward. Mike Gesicki, obviously. He's been with the Bengals we signed him for a 1-year deal, and he has been in the conversation for maybe possibly extending him, and I am in that boat. I would like to extend him. And this report is coming from the Cincinnati Bengals on Sports Illustrated. Report Cincinnati Bengals may try to extend Mike Gesicki in coming days before free agency. So free agency is about to hit pretty soon. So there's going to be a lot of contract updates coming very soon the next couple of days, and especially T, if they're going to officially franchise tag him. So all of that will be coming very soon in the next couple of days. But one of the question marks on the Bengals offense, which there isn't many, is the tight end room. What is our tight end room going to look like next season? I would like to sign Mike Gesicki. He proved that he is he has proven himself to be worthy enough of a spot in Cincinnati, and Joe Burrow wants him there. So what does Cincinnati have to do? Make sure Joe Burrow is happy. This season, 2024, had 65 receptions for 665 yards, 2 touchdowns, and average 10.2 yards per catch, standing at 6'6", 252 pounds. So he's a big boy. I'll see a tight end. That should be 3 touchdowns because they took away his first touchdown in his first game against the Patriots. Even though it was actually a touchdown. And if they kept that touchdown, we would have been in the playoffs. But anyways, besides the point, Mike Gesicki had his second best season of his career, and he's been in the league for a while. He had his second best season of his career with Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow wants him back in the room, and Mike Gesicki fits perfectly within our offense. He's a selfless player. He knows how to find the little windows in the zones. He's great, and he has a connection with Joe Burrow, so I think extending him would be the smart move, depending on how much money he wants. We signed him to a 1-year, $2.5 million deal. The most I would go, personally, I would go $5 million. It would be my cap. If he wants more than $5 million, maybe you can convince me $8 million with how the contract would be structured, but I would probably go around $5 million. With the season he had, I would feel comfortable doubling his salary to $5 million instead of $2.5 million. I think that is perfectly reasonable and is understandable. And this main report is coming from Jeremy Fowler. Don't be surprised. This is me reading his quote. Don't be surprised if the Bengals try to extend Mike Gesicki in the coming days. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler wrote, Cincinnati is trying to secure a trio of its stars, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Trey Hendrickson, obviously. But Gesicki is another player they were very happy with last season and would like to pay. Teams are projecting the tight end market could tap out at around $8 million. So, like I said, $8 million would kind of be wiggle room if you give me the details of the contract. $8 million per year. If Gesicki can put up a decent clip in the next 7 days, that helps him. Other tight ends that are obviously needing a spot. I don't think he is chasing the money. I think he is comfortable where, from what it sounds like, even after the Steelers game, after we officially were eliminated from playoffs, he says, I want to stay in Cincinnati. I want to keep playing with Joe Burrow. Even later on in the report, he said that it has been a dream come true playing for Joe Burrow, meaning the talent-wise of Joe Burrow, and that he feels comfortable in Cincinnati. So I think the smart thing would be to try to extend Mike Gesicki. I think he has earned it. He's earned the $5 million and probably even $8 million a year if you sign him for like 4. I don't know how many years you sign him for, but 2 years, two-year extension. But even still, this isn't the only report about tight ends that have come out recently. And I actually really, really like this. Cincinnati Bengals should trade for Las Vegas Raiders tight end Michael Mayer. So Michael Mayer, if you don't know, he is officially on the trade block. The Raiders have said they are officially trading him. And if you are wondering, if you live on the rock, why the hell would the Raiders trade Michael Mayer, who they drafted 2 years ago? Because last draft they drafted Brock Bowers, and he's the best tight end in the league. That's who I wanted Cincinnati to draft round 1 last season, but he didn't fall to Cincinnati, so we got Amarius Mims, which obviously panned out very well. But Michael Mayer, Cincinnati passed on him 2 years ago because they didn't want to spend they didn't feel his value was a first round pick. We got Miles Murphy instead, but they were thought very highly on Michael Mayer. And I even think even if we sign Mike Gesicki, I think we still go trade for Michael Mayer. Then we don't have to spend a pick this year on a tight end like Tyler Warren. Sorry, he was mentioned. But Michael Mayer, obviously, they put him on the trade block because of Brock Bowers. So they have probably the best tight end in the league, so they don't need another one. Michael Mayer in 2 seasons, obviously, first season didn't really have the best quarterback. He wasn't in the best scenario. Then the second year, obviously, he was behind Brock Bowers. But in 2 seasons, he had 48 receptions for 460 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averages 9.6 yards per catch. He's a beast. Also, if you don't know this, he is from the Cincinnati area. He went to a high school around, I bet most of you are from the Cincinnati area, Covington Catholic. I grew up in that area as well, so I played Cath in football a lot, and lacrosse. Lacrosse was my main sport. But he went to Cath. He's from Cincinnati. He grew up a Cincinnati Bengals fan. He is a Joe Burrow fan, so he is definitely through and through a Cincinnati kid. So I think that would actually be very highly favorable for Cincinnati to go get a guy like Michael Mayer. Then you have Mike Gesicki and Michael Mayer, which fixes the tight end room completely. Even if we get Mike Gesicki to sign an extension, I would like to go get a tight end at least in free agency, trade for, or the draft, so that we could draft or pick up or trade for our franchise tight end for the foreseeable future. Mike Gesicki obviously is on the latter part of his career. Michael Mayer is on the early part of his career. He's only 23 years old. He will be in the league for a long, long time, and we haven't seen the best of his ability. Michael Mayer is a talented player. Those stats aren't showing it in the first 2 seasons, but he's also been in a terrible situation with the Raiders. He was very talented in high school, obviously going up against Kentucky kids, but then he was also very talented with Notre Dame in college. He was all over the place for Notre Dame. He's a great blocker. He's not the quickest guy, not the most feet-wise, but he can catch the ball, and he's a great blocker. He has a lot of talent. He has a lot of raw talent, and if you put him on a team with Joe Burrow throwing to Michael Mayer, that could be a deadly weapon for the Cincinnati Bengals. And then you wouldn't have to spend a draft pick this year on a tight end because we would have Michael Mayer for the foreseeable future. Obviously, we would have to trade for Michael Mayer. So what are the possible trade scenarios that I see? I've seen even this report. He talked about trading away a 5th pick. I don't want to trade away any of the picks that we have this season. We only have 6 this year. I don't want to go down to 5. I am not willing to trade any picks this season. If anybody calls the Cincinnati Bengals and is asking for a pick for a player, I'm saying no. No matter what it is, we need as many picks as possible. So what I would do, Jermaine Pratt, right? He's already requested a trade. If the Raiders see value in Jermaine Pratt, just do a straight-up trade. I'd be fine with that. Or even Geno Stone or Cordell Volson. Any of those 3 players, if they're just doing a straight-up trade, completely fine with that. Completely fine with that. Because Michael Mayer would be on the Bengals for the foreseeable future. And any of those 3 players that I just mentioned, Cordell Volson, Geno Stone, or Jermaine Pratt, are most likely not going to be on the Bengals organization for the foreseeable future. I would trade one of those 3 players for Michael Mayer. I would sign Mike Gesicki, trade for Michael Mayer, probably Jermaine Pratt or Geno Stone, maybe Cordell Volson, and trade for Michael Mayer. And then your tight end room is basically fixed for the foreseeable future. You would have Mike Gesicki as your tight end 1, and then tight end 2 would be Michael Mayer. And whenever Eric All Jr. comes back, then you have Michael Mayer and Eric All. Eric All Jr. is a very extremely talented tight end, but he's also very injured a lot. He's missing the whole 2025 season, which is what kind of got us in this tight end debacle. But for the foreseeable future, if you told me for the next couple seasons, after this season and after when Mike Gesicki is eventually done, if we re-sign him If we go from Mike Gesicki and Michael Mayer to Michael Mayer and Eric All Jr., I'm completely fine with that tight end room. Completely fine with it, especially with Joe Burrow. You can give Joe Burrow anybody, and he will make him look 10 times better. Not saying any of those players I just mentioned are great. I think Michael Mayer is great. He has a lot of raw talent. I just don't think he's been in a scheme that fits him or in just a good situation in general. Eric All Jr., if we can help him solve this kind of injury bug that he has, he's going to be one of the better tight ends Cincinnati has seen for the foreseeable future, especially run blocking wise. When he was in blocking for us on run plays, they had an 85% chance, 85% chance of an good outcome. I probably said that wrong, but the success rate was 85% better when Eric All Jr. was on the line blocking. Sorry, that was extremely way too much in a mouthful. But anyways, that was all the tight end news. But even still, I think sign Mike Gesicki. I think that's first and foremost. If you can't come to a trade agreement with the Raiders for Michael Mayer, go draft somebody. I think we need another tight end. I've said it before. I am so sick of this tight end carousel that we're doing with Joe Burrow. I want Joe Burrow to have a tight end that he's going to have for the rest of his career. If that's Mike Gesicki and Michael Mayer, then Michael Mayer and Eric All Jr. when he comes back, I'm completely fine with that. If that's Mike Gesicki, go draft Tyler Warren or maybe Colston Loveland. I'm fine with that as well. And then it's Eric All Jr. and Tyler Warren or Eric All Jr. and Colston Loveland. I'm fine with that as well. But with this scenario, I'm completely fine with that. Signing Mike Gesicki and then trade for Michael Mayer. I think that fixed the tight end room like that. And then we don't have to worry about the tight end room because then you have 6 picks to go get all defense. Or I would get a running back and a guard, which we will be talking about later this week. Coming up this week, we will be talking about more of the combine players that have met with the Bengals, including offensive guard from Georgia, Tate Ratledge, which I love. I love that we're meeting with him. If we get him in the second round, booyah, that fixes the offensive line. Not completely, but it improves it significantly. So coming up in the next couple of days, we will be talking about the combine. And if anything comes out with contracts with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, or Trey Hendrickson, we'll be talking about it on the Bengals Digest channel. Once again, thank you so much. We hit 1,000 subscribers. I can't thank you guys enough. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. But don't forget to subscribe to the Bengals Digest channel. Now we're on the road to 2,000. Don't forget to like this video. Share it with your friends because Bengals football is better together. And don't forget to comment down below what you think of signing Mike Gesicki and trading for Michael Mayer. Or let me know what you want the Cincinnati Bengals to do in the tight end room. If that's signing Mike Gesicki, if that's letting him walk, if that's drafting somebody. Let me know what you want to do in the tight end room for the Bengals Digest channel. I'm Carson Lokey. Have a good night.